Hello and welcome back to the Baron's Game Room. My name's Aaron as always, and we definitely didn't film this the same day as all the other videos. Definitely not. Anyways, I'm going to start this off by thanking you guys so much. All of you backers that have backed us so far are just the absolute best. Because of your help, we now have unlocked the Fire and Ice standalone expansion. And I'm going to tell you guys real quick the differences you'll need to know when you add in this expansion to your main game. So let's talk about Mini Meeple Melee Fire and Ice. So obviously the basics of this game are going to be the basics of the regular game. So if you want to know how to do all that stuff, just go back and watch the other how to play video. This one is only going to cover the new bits that Fire and Ice adds to the Mini Meeple core gameplay. Now I will mention that this game does basically double all the content from the first game, which means you now have 6 new heroes as well as a new boss. But we're going to start off with how this expansion gets its namesake, the 2 new terrain tiles, Fire and Ice. Now in case you didn't catch it in the last video, all of the art and graphic design for this game was done by our very own Melanie Bilyeu, and I gotta say, I personally love it. This one is definitely my favorite. Let's start off by talking about fire. Now, fire's hot, fire bad. So basically, you don't want to be standing in fire. If at the beginning or end of your turn, you are standing on a fire space, you're going to roll a die and see if you're going to take a damage. Just give the dice a quick roll. If you roll a 1 to 3, you take 1 damage. If you roll a 4 or higher, you're safe. Now you know what they say, out of the fire, slip on some ice. Or maybe not. But anyway, ice is obviously slippery, and that's how it works in our game. If you're standing on an ice space and you receive a damage, you are pushed back 1 space in the direction the damage comes from. When figuring out what direction a range attack is coming from, basically, whichever direction you count more of when counting to the target, that's where you move. So 1, 2, 3, that's 2 this way. If the angle comes in a little too odd, it's unclear to you which direction to move, just house rule it. Now obviously, if there is not a space for you to move into, then you don't. You cannot ever be pushed or slide or move into an occupied space. Another cool thing about this expansion is that it now has the first support characters, the Bard and the Cleric, really aren't designed to win any battles by themselves. So they work great in team battles and all that. And speaking of team battles, or heck, even free-for-alls, now that you have both versions of this game, the player count is gone up from 4 to 8 players. Now obviously shoving 8 players into 2 little tins would be a little crowded, which is why you can combine all assets from both games together, including the tins themselves. So when playing with 5 to 6 players, you'll add in a 3rd tin to the battlefield. And when playing with 7 or 8 players, you'll add in 2 extra tins, meaning you'll be playing in a total of 4 whole tins. So here's an example of a possible setup you can do. All setup rules are the same. Each tin must be connected by at least 2 spaces, and each tin cannot have more than 1 crate and 1 teleportation circle. Now when playing with more than just 2 tins, and using your teleport action, you can use it to go from any teleportation circle to any other teleportation circle. This will affect drop-in a little bit, but we have included in the rulebooks how you can go about that. Alright, and the last new thing that this expansion adds to your game experience is you can now have a boss brawl. In the boss brawl mode, one player will control the Baron boss from the core game, while the other player controls the new Elementalist boss from the expansion. This is a great 2-player mode where you guys will duke it out to figure out which boss is the most bad. Alright, and aside from adding in a few new colors to your game as well, that is pretty much all the new stuff you get from adding the Fire and Ice expansion to the core game of Mini Meeple Melee. Once again, if you want to figure out all the basics to playing, just go check out our other how to play video for Mini Meeple Melee. And otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. Of course, if you have any questions, as always, reach out to us anywhere on social media and stuff, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can comment down below. Heck, you can even find us on TikTok. Or, as always, you can email us, baronsgames@yahoo.com, or go straight to our website, baronsgames.com, where we have a shop, and it's got some pretty cool stuff in it. Shirts, no top hats, unfortunately. Get your own. But we do have keychains and buttons. Yeah, that's right, buttons. They're pretty sick, actually. Once again, thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.